park.
Yeah, trippy, huh?
What happened to the baby?
Not a scratch on her.
Well, I hope Chamberlain's back in custody.
Chamberlain's dead.
Oh.
Evidently he got caught up in some kind of an explosion. His body was incinerated.
Nasty way to go.
I know it's a terrible thing to say, but whatever works, I mean.
Did Robin mention anything about Lucy Coe and all of this?
Lucy's fine. Look, at one point, Ryan had her and Felicia tied up or something, and then Matt came in and he rescued them both.
Lucky for Ryan. Lucy captured would drive a sane man wacko.
Like the clown needed any help.
You know what's really weird? According to Robin, Chamberlain was running around town pretending to be Kevin for like a whole day before he even grabbed the baby. And then he tried to snake Lucy.
I bet that was him.
Him who, man?
When I told you I went over to tell Lucy about the connection between Damien and deception.
Yeah.
And, the shrink was there. At least I thought it was a shrink. She said he was acting kind of strange. Now, yeah, he was weirder than usual, as I recall. He told me to choke on something.
Speaking of the doc, I gotta go over and see him.
Well, you seen a shrink?
Well, I just gotta ask him about something. Later.
What was that all about?
Beats me. So Lucy's back. You know what that means?
Time to move on, Joe.
You with me?
I'm with you, but, having a plan is one thing. Suckering Joe into it is something entirely different.
Sonny, I hate to be the one that's always shattering your illusions. Skully is not omnipotent, and we're about to prove it.
While we're in a holding pattern, I'd like to touch base about Brenda's birthday party.
It's Friday, right?
Right, yeah. I want it to be really special, Turning 21 is an important thing for a young lady.
We talking a surprise?
Well, I haven't mentioned it yet, but I think I'm going to have to. I mean, she'd kill me if I brought her into a room full of Port Charles's finest and she wasn't wearing the right dress.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, what I have in mind is class.
Mm-hmm.
Top to bottom. I even have a few choice invitations that I'm going to hand deliver. Nice touch, don't you think?
That depends on whose door you're planning to darken.
Well, I thought I'd start with the Quartermains. They love it when I come around.
From what Monica said, I kind of expected the Adams family. But just between you and me, I think they're all terrific.
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt, Miss Emily, but Mr. Quartermain has a visitor.
He's not here.
Yeah, I know. He's upstairs. I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind receiving his guest while I run up to fetch him.
Never received a guest before, but sure.
Great.
That'll make 2 minutes from today.
Miss Emily Bowen, Master Lucky Spencer.
I know who you are.
You know me?
Well, I recognize your name. You're Foster's, right?
Mr. Quartermain's been complaining about my dog being right.
Well, he's mentioned them.
Oh, hey, girl. How's it going? What you doing?
Good.
This isn't fair. I mean, you know me, but I don't know anything about you.
Well, I'm a house guest.
Where from?
Phoenix. My mom and Dr. Quartermain, well, that would be Monica Quartermain, became really good friends at the wellness center.
Was your mom one of the doctors for her?
She was a patient, too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't...
No, the puppy's really neat. He's different, but he's neat.
Yeah.
Does he look anything like Foster?
Sort of, but, nobody really looks like Foster.
I'd like to meet him sometime, if it's okay.
Sure. How long are you gonna be here?
I don't know.
Is school out in Arizona or something?
No, I might actually end up going here. It depends on how long we stay. Do you like your school?
Yeah, it's very cool. And I'm a good one to ask, too, because I've been to a lot of schools.
Is your dad in the service?
I...
Well, why is that funny?
No, I mean, you have to know my dad. And if you stick around a while, I think you'll meet him. He's visible. Hey, do you like blues?
Mm-hmm.
He just opened a club.
Your dad owns a blues
Yeah.
club? Awesome.
It's cool.
Oh. Now, I assume you're here about that misbegotten hairball currently making itself at home under my kitchen table.
Yes, sir.
You have absolutely no idea what I have been through.
Luce, you made it.
Oh, but barely. Do you know, there were times when I was not sure that I would even see the light of day again. All the way over here, as a matter of fact, I had to take these huge, racking breaths of air just because I could do it. Do you know what it's like to stare death right in that eye and say, "Death, I'm gonna beat you," and do it and come out on the other side? Well, I tell you what, it can be an extremely humbling experience.
You never happened.
Oh, sure. Look at the two of you all smug and unimpressed. But let me ask you something right now. Let me just ask you this. When was the last time that you two went toe-to-toe with a dangerous, homicidal, baby-snatching demon child who happens to look exactly like your lover and has this disturbing fondness for identity switching? How dare you both laugh at me? I am so tired from all this. I could just go home and collapse for an entire week in my little bed. But am I in my little bed? No, I'm not. Am I even in my important company, running that very important company, Deception? No, I am not. I'm here with you two in pursuit of a common goal. But I have to add, this is costing me a lot personally. I just left Kevin, and he's very, very annoyed with me. So stop smirking.
We're smirking with you, Luce. Relax, baby. You want a drink? Ginger ale?
Gee, thank you.
We came up with a plan while you were otherwise involved. Your participation in it is key.
Okay.
What we need you to do is set up a shipment for Deception.
Uh-huh.
Something that is...
Thank you. Thank you.
Something that is lucrative on the open market. We'll filter the information to Skully, and then he'll intercept the shipment and abscond with the goods.
So far, I hate it.
Second thing is, you set up another shipment. Same setup, only this time, what Skully hijacks is a little something he didn't expect.
And this something gets rid of Skully out of our lives forever?
For the long, foreseeable future.
Obviously, you're going to have to take another hit. Right? It's imperative that he walk away clean the first time. Because if he sees this coming, we're all in trouble.
You know, who's to say he's going to hijack on cue?
Don't worry about that. He will.
Are you in?
I'm in. If Edward doesn't fire me first.